Blog Talk Radio.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Minions, and welcome to The Balance. My name's Tom Marquis, El Presidente. So glad that you guys could join us on a Saturday, the last Saturday. I believe it's the last Saturday in June, if I got my dates straight. Maybe not. Maybe we have one more Saturday, but nonetheless, it's Saturday morning, and we do this thing called The Balance every Saturday. Today, as the title mentions, Zion comes. Here comes Zion. Of course, we're going to be talking a lot about the NBA draft today throughout the show. We've got a great lineup today. Matthew Embry, our official IndyCar contributor, standing by in the our official IndyCar contributor, standing by in the Balance green room. I'll get it straight. It's still early. I'm still trying to get some coffee put in the veins. Of course, he calls us from WSBT up in South Bend. We'll be talking some IndyCar and mix in a little NASCAR with him. We're not going to have our official NASCAR segment today as Steve is on vacation, and so we'll just kind of mix in with that. And then Tony Donahue of the Tony D podcast will be joining us and talking some NBA draft and some more IndyCars, some NASCAR, so we'll sprinkle everything all around in there. The second hour, Kent Sterling, KentSterling.com, joins us to talk some NBA draft, breaking down what the Pacers did, and certainly more talk about Zion, more talk about the NBA draft in Mo for the BS Sports Show. My name is Tom Marquis, El Presidente. 917-889-8516 is our digits. We'll be right back right here on the Balance Radio Network.
Tonight.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you can save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
All right, welcome back to the Balance. 917-889-8516 is our digits. It's time to kick things off. Standing by here with me now, it's Matthew Embry of WSBT up in South Bend, our official IndyCar contributor. Matthew, how is you, sir?
Isn't it fun to be in South Bend? U.S. Senior Open Pound preparations are underway. Of course, that event gets underway on Thursday. There's a wrap-up show on WSBT previewing that event with our main sports director, Darren Pitcha, and John Foster, the main guy at the Warren Golf Course in Notre Dame. So a lot to look forward to starting next week, definitely, with the National Championship of Golf let's just say a mile and a half away from my apartment.
Well, hey, you can't beat that, man. I tell you what, I love me some golf. I need to get out there this summer and play a lot more than what I did last year.
The only thing that stinks, though, Tom, I can't take the straight way in. If I have to go in, I have to go the long way around because they won't let me through the short way.
Traffic. Well, let's talk about some traffic. IndyCar out at Road America. First of all, let's get a feel of the course and talk with us a little. I think Road America, in my opinion, is one of the best road courses out there. It's a beautiful course, and it's certainly a course where you can be at various different angles and see a lot of action with the IndyCar. So talk with us a little bit about the road course there at Road America, and we'll get into some of the storylines of tomorrow's race.
Well, certainly it's a place where you can make up ground. There's plenty of place to pass, a lot of room to work, multiple opportunities off East Station 5. Also, the Marina Sweep at Turn 5 is going to be a passing area. And certainly Canada Corner as well, and maybe Turn 1 if you're brave enough. But I tell you, certainly the top road racers, I think, will be at the top of the list. But interestingly enough, while the practice seats indicate Rossi, Power, Newgarden, and Colton Herta and Rosenquist and the main players are near the top of the standings, Simon Pagenaud isn't among them, nor is Sebastian Bourdais, for instance.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something else. No, you're absolutely right. So let's talk about the lineup of the race tomorrow. Take us through P1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you said, if you're going to win, being on the pole and at least being in the top 5 on a road course, that's where you want to be.
Well, obviously that. I mean, you can go off secrets, et cetera, but for a guy like Pagenaud, who comes in 46 points out of first place to his teammate Newgarden, certainly could use a result. And Rossi certainly as well, just being 15 out at this point. And then you look further down the list, You have guys, for instance, like Scott Dixon, who was okay in practice but wasn't exactly great. Sato the same way, and certainly Power could gain some ground, and maybe even Ryan Hunter-Ray, who also surprisingly was near the top of the list after yesterday and this morning's warm-up. So certainly several guys that need to have opportunities to gain ground, and then guys like obviously Colton Herta to resurrect their season, because all of a sudden after the collapse at early exit at Indy, Colton Herta has had some DNF problems. Getting the finish has been an issue for him, so he really needs some points to get himself back into the situation, because right now, believe it or not, we talked about him being the early favorite for Rookie of the Year. Right now in the Rookie of the Year point standings, he's fourth. Believe it or not.
I did not see the recent standings on that. Well, I'll tell you what, let's talk a little bit about Graham Rahal. Graham Rahal has some great memories of Road America. This is one of his favorite tracks, certainly coming to Elkhart Lake when his father raced in IndyCar there, and certainly heard stories of his grandfather and so forth. One of the interesting storylines I heard about Graham Rahal today, his wife, Courtney Force, or Courtney Rahal, obviously a retired drag racer, daughter of the famed John Force of the Force racing family, and their dog have never been to Road America. So he was very excited to talk about bringing Courtney in the family, if you will, to Road America. Never been there. One of his favorite courses. I like Graham Rahal. I certainly do follow him quite a lot. But what are your thoughts about Graham Rahal and Road America?
Certainly, this is not necessarily one of his best tracks that he has been at, but not necessarily one of his worst. Certainly down near the mid-pack of the standings right now, currently 8th, and over 150 points out. So certainly it's going to need a desperate charge to get himself back in within range of possibly challenging for a title. Of course, not nearly in the position where he was a few years ago when Steak and Shake was still the sponsor. But ultimately, another solid season for Graham. But I would say not the numbers I think that many of his fans were hoping he would be. And unfortunately, that breakthrough we thought eventually that would sooner or later happen. And we keep thinking it's going to happen. And we are, unfortunately, at this point, still waiting for it to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's going to happen for the Andretti's this week at Road America. Alexander Rossi, second fastest in practice at the road course. Ryan Hunter-Ray tops the opening practice. Andretti, well, there again, no Marco, but let's talk about the Andretti team there at Road America. This looks like it could be a good weekend for them.
Well, for a couple of them, obviously Hunter-Ray and Rossi are up in the contention, and I think it include Herta. That's technically a Andretti car, even though it's tagged as a Harding Steinbrenner entry. Still waiting for Marco, and I tell you, Zach Beach, I think he is certainly under the gun as far as keeping the seat. Granted, he has solid sponsorship from Group 1001 and Gamebridge, but that can only take you so far with the top teams. Sooner or later, you need to start providing results. And I tell you, if he continues to, languish near the mid-pack or the back of the pack, I have a feeling that 26 car will be featuring a different driver for 2020.
Well, yeah, we'll certainly see how that goes. Let's kind of talk about some of the top drivers in the NTT IndyCar Series as they come into Road America. Obviously, two of the top drivers was Penske drivers, and an announcement came this week from the White House that Roger Penske will receive the Freedom of America Award, I believe is what it's called. Certainly one of the top civilian honors given to highly successful people in their particular areas of expertise, and Roger Penske is going to be the recipient of that award, so congratulations to him. But Joseph Newgarden, Alexander Rossi, and Simon Pattison, we talked a little bit about Alexander Rossi, but let's also talk a little bit about Simon Pattison. Do we have the Indy 500 hangover? Right? We always see it, and it happens every year when they win the Indy 500, and then it's like, They go into a slump like a roller coaster ride, come out of it. It's just kind of a normal thing. Obviously, winning the Indy 500 is one of the biggest achievements you can do in your life. But let's talk a little bit about Joseph Newgarden, Alexander Rossi, and Simon Pattison.
Well, Newgarden's holding good form, and no surprise there. I mean, he's won 3 times this year. Rossi, I think he's very unlucky to have only won once. I think you could say multiple times he's had a chance to win. He could easily have 3 or 4 wins next to his name right now. Not for some misfortune late and not taking advantage of opportunities late like he had at the Indy 500, obviously. And Pagenaud,